Hey, this is Casey Berman from leavelawbehind.com and caseyberman.com. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to the Time to Shine Today podcast with my great friend, Scott Ferguson. Let's level up.
Are you ready to level up? Do you wish to live a life of options and not obligations? You've come to the right place. Thank you for stopping on by to hear knowledge nuggets from Coach Fergie and his top-tier guest to help you lean into your ultimate human potential. Now, let's level up with Coach Fergie.
Hey, Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. Welcome back to another powerful edition of Time to Shine Today podcast with your host, Coach Fergie. Blessed to be your gap coach, specializing in peak performance mental conditioning, working with business leaders, entrepreneurs, entertainers, athletes, C-suite, and students to help them bridge their success gap to live a life of options, not obligations. On this platform, we are stoked to bring you high performers who are not just chasing and attaining success, but redefine it through providing above and beyond service. My really quick knowledge nugget of the week, coaching, or knowledge nugget, I guess, of this episode. You know what it takes for real courage. It's not jumping out of an airplane, running through fire, or breaking records, although that does take courage. But looking at the life you built, the one everyone's applauds and saying, this isn't for me anymore. That's the kind of courage that changes everything. The kind that doesn't post well on social media, the kind that keeps you up at night, staring at the ceiling, knowing you're meant for something more. See, it's easy to stay where it's comfortable. It's easy to wear the mask and cash the check. But every day you ignore that quiet voice inside, a piece of your potential dies off. And eventually, the pain of staying stuck outweighs the fear of stepping out. Walking away isn't quitting. It's an act of faith. It's saying, I'd rather rebuild in truth than succeed in a lie. It's choosing courage over comfort, conviction over convenience. Most people never get there because they confuse fear with logic. They call it responsible, but deep down, it's just staying safe. And safe is where dreams go to die. The moment you find the guts to walk away from what's not serving you anymore, that's when freedom begins. That's when your soul exhales and says, finally. So Varsity Squad, don't play small. Don't settle for what looks good. Have the courage to walk away from what doesn't fit and make space for the life that does. Because sometimes the strongest move you can make is just letting go. And someone that can help you with that kind of move, without a doubt, Varsity Squad, I need you to buckle up, because today we're diving deep into what it really means to break free from burnout and start living your calling. My guest is a guy who's become a really good friend of mine who helps people not just change jobs, but change lives. Casey Berman is a strategic advisor, career transitions expert, and founder of caseyberman.com and Leave Law Behind. Two powerhouses that have helped hundreds of professionals rediscover their unique genius. That's right, not your job title, not your resume bullet points, but the real strength and passions that make you valuable in this world. Casey's been the go-to guy for lawyers ready to escape the grind and find fulfillment, but now he's taking that mission even bigger. He's helping anyone who's ready to rewrite their story, get unstuck, and align their work with who they truly are. If you've ever felt trapped in a career that doesn't fit, if you ever thought there's got to be more than this, tune the F in, squad, because we're going to go really deep. And thank you to my Michigan Wolverine blue friend, Oleg Lohid, for making this introduction. I've been stoked. And also, Casey's been super patient, and he's worked around my schedule, which he shouldn't have to do. And I'm so blessed to have you here, Casey. Thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. But first, what's your favorite color and why?
Blue. I go blue. Yeah.
Well,
I think viscerally, it just has always come to me. I think later on, I found that it was like the sign of royalty. I think purple and blue.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. But yeah, blue just comes to me. That's what I wear.
And where you live, which we won't disclose it, but where you live, it's mighty blue there. Like around.
It's mighty blue.
You.
There's a lot of blue wrapping around us. Exactly. So.
I'd love to get to your roots, man. Like, you've lived quite the life. You've helped quite a lot of people. I wanted to get to your roots. We talked a little bit about off air, graduate from Cal Berkeley, I believe, and whatnot. But tell me a little bit about those roots.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me. Honored to be here. Really appreciate you carving out a small time for me, and just great work that you're doing. Keep it up. And so I'm honored to be just a small part of it. And big thanks to Oleg, who put us in touch.
Yeah.
So if he's listening, thank you again, man. Yeah, born and raised San Francisco, California. My parents were from Detroit. My dad went to Michigan State, and they eloped. Yeah, my dad went to Vietnam and then got drafted, came back, bumped into my mom, who he knew many years earlier when they were little growing up, and then eloped to Tijuana, of all places. They were a little crazy. Went back to Detroit. My grandparents weren't happy with that, gave them a wedding, right? And then they said, where do we go? Do we go to New York? Do we go west? Where are we at? So they ended up going to San Francisco in the early 70s. The IUD didn't work in 73. I came around. Thank you. And then born and raised, my sister came a few years later, and born and raised San Francisco. I'm an 80s kid, and
Nice.
went to Lowell High School and went to Cal Berkeley, and then to law school in the mid 90s.
Where'd you go to law school?
I went to what was called UC Hastings. It's now UC San Francisco Law School, right near City Hall. Yeah. So I can tell you more about the good and the not so good there, but then started my career after law school in 2000. So
I love it. So you said Detroit. I'm from the Mitten. Okay. But
Yeah.
where in Detroit did you live? Or the people say Detroit, but there's always the suburbs. Like, were you in Detroit or, oh, wow. What mile roads?
yeah, my parents are from Detroit.
Okay.
And so I was born in San
okay.
Francisco. They actually went to Mumford High School where
For no way.
early
Really?
80s, Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Cop, he wore Mumford phys ed.
Absolutely,
So
bro. Nice.
So that's where they're from. They were on 7 Mile. They were
Okay.
born. My dad was born in Muskegon, but they both grew up in the city itself.
Nice.
And went to Bagley Elementary. We've heard all these names, and
Yeah.
my sister and I have toured the city and gone around. But it's like we're from San Francisco, but Detroit was just this utopia place, this great place they had in the 50s, 60s growing
Oh
up.
my gosh. There's more millionaires there in the 50s and 60s than anywhere on earth because of the auto industry.
Exactly.
It's crazy. And just growing up there, and it's funny, I still have rentals in that area that I own.
Yeah.
I built my whole real estate legacy, whatever you want, myself, but my nest egg in that area. And I go home once a year just to check on that and to visit and realize why I moved to Florida.
Yeah,
For
totally.
a bunch of different reasons. But
No,
yeah,
I
enough
hear
about,
you.
enough about me. But you, Casey, you talk about helping people rediscover their unique genius, right?
Yeah.
That natural zone of strength that doesn't always fit on a resume. So what was the moment in your life when you realized you're living outside of your own genius? Kind
Yeah.
of what did it feel like the day you finally stepped into it?
No, it's a great question. And for everyone I help unhappy lawyers leave the law, but a lot of what we could talk about today is transferable really to anyone who's looking to make a career shift. And so the unique genius really is those skills and strengths and enjoyments that we all possess naturally. And think of it, I'm a big sports fan. So think of it as your scouting report if you're an athlete, right? Or if you're an actor, if you like movies, that actor is really good at drama, that actor is good at comedy, right? What you're good at. Because the idea is, I know people ask me, what is my passion? Or I don't really know what my passion is. And I know I'm supposed to say it's my kids and my family and so on, but I don't really know. And back in the day, that kind of bummed me out. Like I felt, oh my God, I don't know what my passion is. Like, what's wrong with me? But really, so what I myopically focused on, I literally put blinders on and said, what am I good at? What are my skills and strengths? How can I add value? Because when you understand what you're good at, you can add value. You can fill a pain or a gap. You then can be of service to people. You can help them. And then you get this thing called money in compensation for it, and hopefully career satisfaction and so on. So the thing for me was in law school. And it just wasn't, I was joking. I was a Jewish kid who didn't like blood. I didn't go to medical school. I went to law school as critically as I thought about it. And it's beyond all ethnicities, backgrounds, you name it. I've heard it from all types of people. I just went, right? I wasn't good at math. I wasn't going to be an engineer. So I just went, wasn't the greatest move for me. At that time in the mid 90s, I could have gone to some small company called Google or Yahoo and gotten an entry level job, right? But anyway, opportunity cost. But wasn't a fit, practiced law for 5 years in software licensing. And I had a great job working in-house counsel for a software company, .com and all that. And very appreciative of that role. It was a great role, very appreciative of it, but it just wasn't for me.
Sure.
And so at that point, early 2000s, I started saying like, why am I off? What's going on here? I got the job everyone wants. All my friends are jealous. Every attorney wants this. .com, San Francisco. And I was appreciative of it, but so that then caused me to say, why am I out of alignment? What would it take to be in alignment professionally? And that's where, and I did a trial and error, and a lot of stuff I did back then, which took years. That's where I coach people now to make it easier for them. But it was really like, how will I be in alignment? And the big thing, and I'll just end here, was as a lawyer, I was on the back end, I was doing administrative work. I was putting out fires. It was adversarial, all of that. And I said, that's just not me. That's like Steph Curry trying to rebound and be a power forward and under the basket.
Threes.
Yeah. You're supposed to launch threes and be a point guard. Yeah. So I had to find what my scouting report was. And then I realized over years it was being more entrepreneurial, being creative, my writing, connecting with people, interpersonal, research, insight, strategy. And so that's really where I backed into finding my own unique genius.
Very cool. And were you telling yourself, the biggest lie? Were you telling yourself any lies to keep yourself stuck where you were? Like, because of course you're the one that is there, whether it's leave law behind or with CaseyBerman.com and transitioning
Yeah.
to all kinds of careers. What do you think the biggest lie, either yourself or your clients you see, that keeps them stuck in something that's, say, slowly killing their spirit?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think, right now with the clients that I have that are lawyers looking to leave the law, there's a few very big lies. One is, okay, Casey, you've helped hundreds of other people leave, but I'm special. I'm different. You can't help me.
Of course.
Another lie is I won't be able to make that amount of money that I'm making now. And then one of the real big ones is this around identity. A lot of lawyers, a lot of people in general have this ingrained feeling of they are who their job is. They are who their job title is. And all that comes with it, the stature, the place in society, the career progression, so on and so forth. And so there's all of these lies that we keep telling us. And what we do is we keep suppressing the truth, which is you can make a ton of money in many different ways. You are not your job title. Or if you want to be your job title, you know how many other job titles there are? You can have 2 or 3 job titles at once. When Steve Jobs was head of Pixar and Apple at the same time. Now, granted, not the best for family life or physical health. I get it. But that really opened my mind to saying, well, you can be 2 things at once. Who said you have to be just one thing? So lots of these lies, lots of these myths, fears, blockers, obstacles, however you want to look at it, that get in the way of people now from not even making a change. I'm not asking you to burn bridges or take a leap tomorrow.
Sure.
Literally just take a baby step. Literally just shift your mindset a bit.
Love it. Love it. And do people find you? How are people finding you right now? What are you finding? Like, I know that now that if you're listening and you're feeling that you can add value in different ways or just a little bit lost, I'm going to make a referral to my good friend Casey. But like, where are you finding people are finding you?
They come to our website, they Google, I hate being a lawyer at 2 a.m. or alternative careers for lawyers. No, really. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
Oh, yeah.
It's not awesome, but that's awesome when you said that. I can see myself doing. I hate real estate.
Yeah, seriously. 2 a.m. They find me on LinkedIn. They obviously ChatGPT people are putting in career satisfaction and we come up there. So they're literally searching out of desperation. We get a lot of referrals from people that we know say, hey, I ran into this and you should check Casey out. But we have a ton of free resources on our site, leavelawbehind.com. And most people go through it there and then they send a note, hey, I need some help. And we see if they're a fit for our coaching.
And do you work, obviously you probably work mostly one-to-one, right? Like with the clients?
No, we're very committed. We have a self-paced course where people can work on their own and then they have access to me via email and text and whatever else. But then we have a higher coaching tier where we take them one white glove, take them through step by step and help them get a non-law job. Our world record was 49 days. Deb from New York, we got her, she left her family law practice, I think she had, and she got a tech marketing job in Seattle in 49 days. But usually it's 3, 6, 9 months. It can go as fast or as slow as you want, but it can happen fairly quickly.
What's that process that you have or secret sauce, if you're willing to share, like where you help them like shine a light on their blind spot, that spot that's like this, like sometimes they don't know, but they don't know. What is your process for helping them find that blind spot?
Fergie. Totally. And I want to make this as actionable as possible. So everyone take out your notes app or take out a pen and paper if you're old school like I am. And here's really whether it's a lawyer leaving the law, and I'll try to make this as succinct as possible, whether it's a lawyer leaving the law or if you just you're not a lawyer and you want to just shift careers. Here's a real simple format for you. Step 1, overcome your fears or blockers. What blockers do you have? Even just mitigate them. Even just go despite them. I want to make my mom proud. I'm going to disappoint my parents. I won't be able to make money. I'm going to lose my stature, whatever. I don't have a resume, whatever it is. Get all of these fears, blockers, obstacles on a Google Doc, on paper, and just stare at them. Because you got to see what they are before you can move past them, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is understanding your unique genius, which I'm going to unpack in a sec, but that's your scouting report. And then the third step is getting out there. And I don't just mean applying online at Indeed or Monster. Sure, if you want to, but that's almost false advertising. I see Mariano Rivera and an Indeed or whatever, and resume goes up a second later, there's a ding and it doesn't happen that way. I'd be remiss if I said. So get out there, informational interviews, finding evangelists, finding champions, reaching out to cold people to make them warm champions. I can get in more detail as well, but overcome your fears, find out where you're good at, and then get out there the right way. Now, let me go to point 2. And I want to unpack that. Now, what does understand what you're good at really mean? It's your unique genius, what your skills, strengths, and enjoyments. And there's a very simple way to understand what this is. There's 3 questions to ask. You can do strength finders, you can do all of those things, and they're great, but usually they give you a 40-page PDF report and you're not really sure what to make heads of it, right? Ask these 3 questions to 3 to 5 to 7 people. What am I good at? Compliment me. 2, what advice do you come to me for? Besides legal advice or CPA advice or what it is, what advice? And 3, what have I done or what do I do for free? These point to your strengths and what comes naturally to you and what you enjoy. So and just gather this brain, gather all these bullet points. People text you, email, get it. And they're going to say things like, you listen well, or you plan the parties, or you're great at planning the trips, or you put the IKEA tables together very well in the neighborhood, or you're great at doing the details, or you're the schmooze, whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying be task rabbit and do IKEA tables, but you want to look at it like, what does that take? The patience, the attention to detail. We helped someone, Gabe Rothman, leave law and go into tech. He's having a phenomenal career now. And really one of the basis was he was the head of his fantasy football league in college. Wow. What does that take? Thinking through things, contingencies, he mapped out everything. He had this big Excel sheet. Like, that's just not frivolous work. Yeah, it was fun and a hobby, but he saw, wait, I'm really good at thinking about process.
Love that.
So those are the 3 questions. So you gather that brain dump, put it on a Google Doc, and then we have 11 buckets at Leave Law Behind we use, but organize them. Schmoozer bucket, air traffic controller, process bucket, adult in the room bucket, empathy bucket, whatever it is. Organize all these traits. And then literally just
part of your course that you put.
That's it. Yeah. I'm giving it here for free. Dude. Then when you see which buckets rise to the top, that's what skills you're good at. Then just find jobs that call for it. You're very empathetic, go to HR or culture. You're very strategic, go to strategy consultant or qualitative research. So I know I went through that quickly, but hopefully those steps are helpful when you see the framework for anybody to really make that career shift.
And Squad, did you get that? If not, I'm going to break out that pen and paper and do it right now. 1, overcome your fears and blockers. 2, understand your scouting report, your unique genius. The 3 questions to go that, what am I good at? What would you compliment me about? Advice, what advice do you come to me for? And what do I like to do for free? You really think about that. That's how I got into coaching. You guys know that when I was a real estate agent, I'm working with arguably the biggest investment that those people have made to that point in their life. And not only am I an agent, I'm a marriage counselor because the husbands and wives are going to fight. I'm a babysitter. I'm everything else. So just with my coach to ask me that question, that's what kind of moved me into coaching 14 years ago. And lastly, get out there, press the flesh, make the calls, write notes, handwritten notes. That's where I'll stand my ground on that because handwritten notes got me everywhere that I'm at right now. And so let me ask you something then, Casey. Yeah. Let's say you're working with one of your high profile clients or some of you working with one-on-one. Is there any, you found out these top 3 and then the sub 3 under item number 2, but is there any good question that you wish they would ask you but never do?
I wish they would ask me more about their mindset, and I have to push them on it.
Yeah.
And one thing, not to get too woo-woo and so on here, but one thing that really shifted for me, I'm a big sports fan, ESPN and so on, was I realized, I think it was Tom Brady, and I'm a Niners fan, but Tom Brady's from the Bay Area. But Tom Brady was talking about how he thread the needle. He threw this perfect spiral into the touchdown, defenders everywhere. And they were saying, what were you thinking about? And he's like, I wasn't thinking, I was feeling.
Dude. Yeah.
So here's this guy, right? Masculine, macho guy. And when here we are, macho, and he's just feeling. And I think the feeling of it all, we dismiss a lot. And run with me on this. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Descartes, Cartesian logic from the 1500s. Really, Western philosophy is built on that. I think, therefore I am. But that's been etched on the side of city halls and libraries all over America. But it's only half, it's wrong. It's only half the story. What about the feeling? What about the emotion? What about getting in the zone? And so I have to push them on this, but I wish my clients would ask me more about getting into the zone. Tell me more about the work they've done. And so to everyone listening, don't ignore the zone. Don't ignore the heart and the butterflies in the stomach or the excitement. You can match it with the intellectual and the thinking, of course, but don't ignore that. I wish I got more proactivity around that.
And you got to lock your flow like that. That's what I am, especially with my professional athletes that I'm blessed to coach, is who am I to coach them? And what I do is I match Instead of getting out of imposter syndrome to get into that flow, I match my intention, which my intention is to level them up, to help
Right.
them live a life of options, not obligations, lean into their ultimate human potential. Once I lean that into that, my intentions instead of my capabilities, things start working for me, right? And
Totally.
imposter syndrome goes away.
And
But
also, I'll say something like, I'll have this nugget at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I'm like, this is great. I'm going to remember this forever. 5:37 p.m. on Wednesday, I've already forgotten it, and I'm
write
falling
it
back
down,
into the rut.
baby.
You need that coach to keep
Mhm.
pressing you. Yeah.
And my clients will tell you, I don't care if you're playing on Sundays, Monday through Friday, I get three things you're grateful for by 9
Yeah.
a.m. their time.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
not, they can find another coach and they know
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But I really buy into the reticular activating system. I
agree.
really buy into that. And I think that the more that you put out there, the more of that you'll get. And for the squad, the more, if you don't know what the reticular activating system or the RAS system is, if Casey's, hey, Ferg, man, I got a Tesla. I'm like, what's a Tesla? So I go over there, I look at it, and I'm like, wow. And I see Casey's like emotion to it. I get emotional to it. And when I drive home, how many Teslas do you think I'll see? I'll probably see a lot, even though they've been there the whole time. Okay.
Right.
So what do? We break it open with gratitude and getting it out there. And my clients, once they get it, especially my athletes, they're like, oh, I see. I get
Yeah.
this. So let me ask you something. If I'm at a networking event, I'm pressing flash, meeting people, what are people saying that would make them a great referral or a prospect to give to you, Casey? For me, I know, but I want other people that are out there listening that may refer to you. What are they listening for? Maybe not an event or somebody that like that.
Yeah. For someone who's, how's life? How's work? How you doing? How's this? How's work? It's okay. That really what they're saying is, it's miserable. I'm misaligned. I'm not feeling it.
Right.
I'm not sure what I'm doing. And I'm nervous and I'm scared. There's that fear, right?
Sure.
I'm going to get laid off, or I'm 42 years old. Where's my life going? All of that. So really it's that pause of something of why. If they feel comfortable enough, the follow-up is, I is something, are you okay? What would be more exciting?
Love it.
That's really, but that I've noticed that I'm okay. I hear that a lot. It's okay. My job's all right. That is a sign for me that this person needs some help.
Love that. And how about, okay, let's go back. Have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
Of course.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where were you apart, man? What did you graduate in
Yeah.
91?
I had 92. Yeah.
92, I
I'm
was 90.
51. I'll be 52 this year.
Okay, so we're right in that the
Yeah.
best generation ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever. Let's get in that DeLorean with Marty McFly. Let's go back to the double deuce, the 22-year-old Casey. What
Yeah.
kind of knowledge nuggets might you drop on him? Not to change anything, but maybe to help him shorten the learning curve a little bit. Maybe help him blast through just a little bit quicker.
Yeah. I think there's one major one that I would drop on him is that what you think is real is unreal. Now, run with me on this, matrixy here, but what I'm trying to get at is that we project a lot of meaning onto this, what we see in the world. So we think in the past. Think about a cup, right? You just look at a normal cup. The meaning you're giving that cup is because of how you used a cup in the past. You pick it up, put your hand there.
Dude. Keep going.
There's
man.
this open container.
Yes.
You put stuff in it. Now that seems
Yes, so
innocuous. You see
Yeah.
where I'm going? That seems
Yeah.
innocuous, but we've learned all that from the past.
Yes.
In everything, we see the past.
Sure.
Now, so what I would tell my 22-year-old self is that's okay. Don't beat yourself up that you're not looking at everything, quote unquote, but just give yourself permission now to look at things in a different way. People say a miracle is just changing your perspective.
Yes.
So shifting. And so why did I go to law school at 22 after college? Pretty much out of fear. When you think about it, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was afraid to go, like you were saying early in the show, I was afraid to explore new things.
Sure.
This is just what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it easy. So I would really I think one of the main things I would tell is just that shifting of a new perspective, and that everything I'm seeing is one from the past, and also this is the other thing I would say is I'm giving meaning to everything, and I am not the victim here.
I love it.
And so with every that we have, there's responsibility to it. And so
Spider-Man.
I'm giving meaning to this. Yeah, I'm giving meaning to this. What meaning do I want to give? So those would be the two main things I would tell my 22-year-old.
I absolutely love that. And we talk a lot about what I get brought on stage as well about the past. It's a great place to learn from. It's a great place to visit for good times, right? And I actually put my clients I'm blessed to coach here in South Florida and Palm Beach in their car, put them in the driver's seat, see this rearview mirror? It's a small for a reason. That's your past. Great place
I
to learn
love
from.
it.
But this windshield, oh my gosh, big, huge. And
That's
oh, by
right.
the way, if you need help in this rearview mirror, I don't have the alphabet after my name. I'm not qualified. But
Yeah.
this huge windshield, oh my gosh, where are we going? But since 2011 on your dashboard, and now you can just have it in your pocket, they put these things called GPS. Put the GPS, that's where I come in. We're
Yeah.
going to find out where you want to go, and then we're going to hold you accountable and getting you there. So I love that you say give yourself a chance for a miracle by changing the perspective. That's amazing. And if you don't know something, get your asking gear, because there's a lot of people that want to answer those things for you.
That's right.
Casey, how do you want your dash remembered? That little line in between your incarnation date and your expiration date, your life date and your death date. Hopefully it's way
Yeah.
down the line. But how does Casey want his dash remembered?
I wanted to say that he had peace of mind. That's what I'm after right now. And I don't even want to say that's what I'm after, because that shows lack. That shows I'm chasing it. That just using those words kind of shows you the belief systems I still have, right?
Yeah.
I think that for me, there's a line, David Foster Wallace, I wrote, there's a quick story where he said, anecdote where a story of two teenage fish are swimming in the water, and an older fish, our age, let's say, is swimming towards them. And the older fish looks at the two kids and says, "How's the water?" And the two kids kind of look quizzically. And as they swim on, one of the teenage fish looks at the other one and says, "What's water?" We are immersed, unconscious of what all the culture is around us. And so for me, what I really want that to say, that epitaph, is to say, it's not found. I think it's just, he sat and he just found his way into peace of mind. That's what I would want it to say. I'm free. I'm free of anxiety. I'm free of control. I'm even letting go of control. Like you said earlier, letting go. Peace of mind is where I'm at right now.
I love it. It's just like what I love about you is you're a consistent seeker. It's like you're not really, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you're not really caring what you find. You're just like are consistently present while you're on that.
And
ride.
I haven't always been that way. Thank you.
Neither, brother. I will tell you that like a lot, even these days. I missed a call yesterday because I wasn't present. It was somebody that I've been working 7 months to get with.
Yeah.
He has 15 minutes now. If I said his name, you would know. And so I wrote him a very humble letter or email, and he's, dude, it happens, brother. And I'm like, not when I'm 53. That's stuff I would do when I'm 26, 27. I'm full of myself. I even get out of that. Okay. Last kind of serious question here, but what is your definition of a life well lived?
A life well lived. I think my definition of that is realizing that it is the process of becoming your ideal self.
Yes.
And I heard that, and process is a very unsexy word. Yes. Who wants a process? We want a journey. Right. We want an adventure, but there's no end. Everyone says life's a journey. It's not. There's really, sure, our body dies, but there's no end. So for me, I think I heard a line that said, happiness is the process of identifying your ideal self. And it's just constantly working on that process, those gears shifting. And it's pretty boring, takes a lot of work. It's not very sexy as a journey, but for me, that's a well-lived life.
And actually legit enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
And creating your journey as you go along, knowing that you can't control it because there's always going to be things, kids, like you said, that kind of come along. Casey, I'm going to meet you one day, I promise, because when I'll get out to Hawaii, I'm just going to bug you until you meet me somewhere. You can even just purposely be late, because that's what I kind of did to you earlier in our relationship.
No worries.
We'll probably talk 15, 20 minutes about each one of these questions, but today you have 5 seconds with no explanations, and I promise you they can be answered that way.
All right.
Ready to level up?
Let's dive in. Let's do it.
All right, brother. What is the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
That I've ever received, the best leveling up is to be here now, to be present.
Love that, brother. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
I get up early.
I love it. Yeah, me too.
5:30, 5.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 5:45. Yeah.
Yep, I'm right there with you, brother. But I think 8 hours. Sorry, never mind. You see,
I'm a few hours behind you.
Yeah, a few hours behind. And Donnie, if you listen, edit that part out where I said how many hours. Okay. And Casey, so you see me walking down the street or at an event. Yeah, Fergie looks like he's in his doldrums. What book might you hand me that might level me up, that helped you out in the past?
Yeah. So two, Ishmael from late 80s won the Turner Award. Crazy story about a gorilla. I'll leave it there. And then also Sapien by Harari, which kind of maps from a historical standpoint the world, if you will, all of history, and gives a real good idea as to why we are where we are, for better or for
Love
worse.
that. Yeah, I could do some deep dive. Beautiful. Your most common used emoji when you text?
Thumbs up.
Love it. Nicknames growing up?
Some are inappropriate, but they would call me my last name, just Berman. Yeah, just my last name, the ones I can say on the
This is
show.
very cool. Any hidden talent or superpowers that you have that nobody knows about until now?
In talent. Salami sandwich. I make the best salami
Really?
sandwich with sourdough, San Francisco sourdough bread. Yeah, bar
Right
none.
on. Love it. Just checkers or Monopoly?
Checkers.
Love it. Me too. It's so simple, bro.
Yeah,
I like learning
simple.
chess.
Right. It's
Love it.
very simple.
Headline for your life.
Headline for my life. I need a hook, right? Shift happened.
Oh, I love that, dude. That's
Yeah.
legit. Our generation, we grew up with shift. Now they're in pivot. I guess you could
Pivot. I
always
know.
say. I guess you could always say shift.
That's right. That's right.
Blend them together. But go to ice cream flavor.
Chocolate.
Okay, and I'm going to give you a nickname of B Dog. So B Dog, there's a sandwich called the B Dog. Build that sandwich for me. What are we eating? It's probably salami, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This is great. So real Bodine sourdough bread, San Francisco sourdough bread, and the baguette type, really thick. We got a lot of good mustard on it. And then we got lettuce, we got salami, we got peppered salami and pepperoncinos, we got onion, and then we got some hummus actually in there. And then
Gotcha.
put that together tight.
My fiance owns a bakery, and we're gonna have to mail you out some of her sourdough here in Palm
I
Beach.
love it.
We'll get it
Yes.
out to you. We'll compare it to San Fran. I'm kidding, but no, we're definitely gonna send you some. So
No, I
wins
love the
all the
samples.
awards here in Palm Beach for it.
I
It's
love it.
amazing. Awesome. Favorite charity and or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
And the Nature Conservancy. We do a lot of hikes with them. They do great work in preserving the environment.
Love that. And last question, I know the way you're going to answer this, but I have to answer. It's a kind of a canned question, but what is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Oh, wow. So for me, it's 70s,
Yeah,
Led
wow.
Zeppelin,
Okay.
the Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
Creedence. I grew a lot. 80s, the Bruce Springsteen,
Sure.
Born in the USA in 84, but I would say 70s
Yeah.
just because
It's
that
funny
was
you say
bleeding
that.
into the 80s. Yeah, I would say 70s.
I love it with the 70s is when I'm editing a podcast, like I'm listening to it, I build my own show notes. I sends it over, and I always had the 70s on because it's all storytellers.
Yeah, that's
Right?
it.
It's always your Croce's, your Eagles, even in the
Totally.
rock with Boston and stuff like that. But being a product of the 80s, it's like everything happened that
I
decade.
hear. No.
Invasions from like U2 and Men at Work to rap to
No, it did. It did. I remember. Yeah. No,
You know?
Soul Train and
Yeah.
all led into the hip hop and all. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
just
hear you.
it's such a transitional period. And also in the 80s, it's kind of like a lot of the hooks today on
Yeah.
songs are actually hooks from the 80s. There's a singer called Pitbull, and he's huge
Yeah.
in Miami. But half of his songs have one of them's Take on Me by Aha.
It's crazy.
Bro. and
Remember
I
that
hear it, I'm
video
like,
with the
dude, it was
comic
like
video? Yeah.
Yes. That was awesome. I love speaking to my
That's great.
fellow Xers out there.
Yeah.
But
Men at Work, you mentioned. I haven't listened to Men at Work
Yes.
in years. That's great.
So
That's great.
how can we find you, brother?
Yeah. LeaveLawBehind.com. People can find me there. KCCASEY at LeaveLawBehind.com. You can also check me out at CaseyBerman.com or find me on LinkedIn, Casey Berman SF for San Francisco on LinkedIn. But reach out, send a message, send an email. Would love to chat.
Love it. And Squad, if you're watching Vimeo or you are maybe on YouTube, this is his CaseyBerman.com site, just so you know that you have it. And all this will be, I'm sorry, this is Leave Law Behind site. But in the Casey Berman site here, has got his LinkedIn and he's even got an X. I absolutely love this.
That's
So
right.
Squad, he's all there, and all that will be below in the show notes. The zone of genius, finding that zone of genius on the framework that we kind of work through is that what a lot of people you're going to put them through as they work with you at first? I love that. And Squad, so you just got like a free masterclass on this. So Casey, I need one more favor from you. Please leave us with one last knowledge nugget we can take with us, internalize, and take action on.
So a job description is a call for help. A job posting is a gap. It's a call for help. So they need your help. And Again, you can apply online, but also you can create your own job description because everyone needs help nowadays.
Yes.
Everyone needs help. Companies, small, big, large. So get out there, start talking to people. But when you see an official job description online, if you're hearing someone saying, God, I'm just having a little trouble, I need to grow my sales or something, that's a gap they have.
Yes.
That is a call for help.
Love it.
You can fill that gap. You can help them.
Yeah, I love it. I get introduced on stage as the gap coach. You know, where you want to get, where you're here. This actually works perfect.
There it is.
And this is beautiful. And squad, seriously, you should have a lot of notes. Like I have at least 2 pages here, and I'm happy to show them on the screen now if you'd like to. But find that genius, skills that strengthen you, and you find enjoyment is, and that you enjoy naturally. That's the zone that we want to live in. In the early 2000s, my good friend Casey here found something was off, but he didn't just keep grinding away. He leaned into what his zone of genius has become. Some people are who their job is. He doesn't want you to be that. He has some pretty solid track record, 49 days being his best right now from working with somebody. And again, results are not typical, but just to know that it's possible. All right. And he talked about overcoming fears and blockers, understand your scouting report, getting out there and pressing flesh. Also, really dig into the mindset when you're working with a coach, or hopefully it's Casey, but really ask them about mindset shifts that you can use, that you can move forward into flow. I love that you said, I think, therefore I am. That is so played out. Casey added on, how about the way you feel? How about the flow in life? And I really believe that Casey is planting trees he's never going to sit in the shade of, because he's out there, he's really working forward. He does things for the intention, not the attention. That's one thing I love about being connected with people like Casey. And again, Oleg, thank you so much for putting me together with Casey. And Casey, you've earned your varsity squad letter here at Time to Shine today, man.
Thank you, man.
So much for coming on. If I can ever be of service to you, please let me know. But just again, thank you, brother.
Fergie, keep up the great work. You're doing fantastic. I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today, proudly brought to you by Inlet Properties and Investments. If you are a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on the Time to Shine Today podcast, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you'd like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also, there you will see our recommended resources. We hope you will help support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have been listening to, it'd be great if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's your time to shine.